We're going to be talking about ways to increase your productivity. And I know as a work-at-home mom, it can be so challenging to remain productive and actually just start being productive, right? Because you're constantly working around chaos. And as someone that has three small children, my kids are 5, almost 4 years old, and 18 months old, I full well know how hard it is to get anything done, whether it's work-related or home-related, just anything related, right? It can be so difficult because you're constantly battling almost all these different crises that happen all day long. Oh my goodness, the juice spilled, this happened. And it can feel very crazy and out of control, especially during the summer when the kids are out for school. And so I'm going to share with you just a few tips on the work side of things, not necessarily on the home management side, but on the work side of things where you can actually start being more productive when you finally have that time to sit down and work. And these are some game changers for me, some things that really, really, really have helped me in order to stay focused and to get the things that I need to get done for my business done. The first thing that I did, which was the biggest thing that I did, so if you don't listen to any other part of this video, make sure you listen to this part because it was the pivotal change for me and my productivity. I took email off of my phone. That's right, I don't have email on my phone. I cannot check my email on my phone. It's insane. I know. Even my husband and my mom were like, what? You can't check your email? Like, what is that all about? Like, what? You can't do that? And I'm like, nope. I took it completely off. And the reason why is because it kept distracting me. Like, it would, the notifications would go off and, I'd be outside playing with my kids, trying to give them their time, right? That was my time to spend with my kids. And my phone would go off. And then without even thinking about it, I would just pick up my phone. And there I am looking at my email. And half the time the email wasn't even remotely important. It wasn't even remotely important. And so I realized that here I am, I'm stealing time from my kids, time that I promised them for work. How can I remain productive if constantly my time with my kids and my time for work are constantly being intermingled, right? Which, it's hard to make those boundaries because as a work from home mom, you're working from home. So you have duties and responsibilities that are for your household, but you also have them for your work, and they all are under one roof. So it can seem like a lot of times there are no boundaries. But the truth is that you have to set those boundaries in place. And one of those boundaries for me was taking email off of my phone. I removed the temptation from even being able to check it. I just got rid of it. I said, nope, I'm not going to have email on my phone. So now I have to set up dedicated time to check my email, which is usually in the morning before my kids get up. I'll check my email after I've done my Bible reading and my workout for the day. I will usually check my email for about 5-10 minutes. And then I'll usually check it sometime after dinner after the kids have gone to bed. That's usually when I'll check it again. And if I do have time, I might check it during the day, but for the most part, I don't. And you know what? Nothing catastrophic has happened. Nothing that crazy has happened from me not checking my email 24/7. Give yourself permission to just take email off your phone. You do not need to be a slave to email. You don't. You don't have to be. Now, the other big thing I did has to do with social media. If you are a blogger or any type of online entrepreneur, you know how important social media is to your business. But you also know that is the biggest time suck ever. It really is. Oh my goodness. It just will absolutely wipe away all of your time. And so I'm going to share with you what I do when it comes to Facebook. On my laptop, I've had this set up on my laptop for a couple of years now, and it has been fundamental when I'm on my actual computer when it comes to, scheduling things for my blog's Facebook page, for managing groups or, keeping up with communication that way. Having this is called the News Feed Eradicator extension for Chrome. I'll include a link to that extension in the description of this video so you can check it out. But this is what it looks like. As you see, I do not have a news feed. I don't see anything in my news feed when I log on through my laptop. This is awesome. This makes, getting what I came to Facebook for, like whatever I needed to get done, it makes getting it done so much easier because I'm not distracted by everything else that's going on with everybody else. But I will tell you that I ran into a bit of an issue when it came to Facebook on my phone. Now, I have not had the Facebook app on my phone in years just because it took up too much storage space on my old iPhone. So I have to go in through Chrome on my Android phone now to get into Facebook. The problem, though, is that the Newsfeed Eradicator extension does not work for your cell phone. So I was still able to see my newsfeed on my phone. And I found that I kept getting too sucked in to my newsfeed. And so I had to do something a little bit crazy when it came to Facebook. I unfollowed, not unfriended, but unfollowed all of my friends, family. I unfollowed every single group that I didn't need to be actively a part of. I unfollowed every single Facebook page that I had liked. I unfollowed every single one or unliked them, every single one except for my own. So now when I'm on my cell phone and I actually log into Facebook, I don't see anything. All I see are my page's updates and the few mastermind groups that I'm a part of, those Facebook group updates. That's all that I see in my newsfeed. I don't see anybody else's updates. None of my friends, none of my family, I don't see any of their updates at all, period. It's awesome. So if you want to increase your productivity, especially when it comes to social media, unfollow, not unfriend, but unfollow all of your friends, family members, all the groups that you don't need to be actively a part of, unfollow any pages or unlike those pages, but your own. Keep it simple and make it easy on yourself when it comes to social media. And I'm going to show you exactly how to unfollow someone. This is my awesome friend, Rosemary Groiner. You might know her from The Busy Budgeter. She's pretty awesome, but I don't follow her either. We are friends, but I don't follow her. As you can see, there's this follow button right here. If you click on this button, I am now following her. But so if you go to your friends thing, you will change this to unfollow Rosemary. That is how you unfollow your friends. So you will probably, I think you have to do this from your desktop. I don't know if you can do it from your phone, but I strongly encourage you to go through and unfollow every single person that you possibly can. And so those are just a few of my tips when it comes to increasing productivity for email and social media, especially Facebook. Obviously, take all social media apps off your phone if you can. The only one that I have is Instagram because unfortunately that's just the way that Instagram works. But definitely take as many of the unnecessary apps off your phone that you just don't need. Take them off your phone. The other thing that I want to encourage you to do is to follow Stephen Covey's ABC rule when it comes to setting up your to-do list and setting up your priorities. I actually use, this is a little notepad that I have from Living Well, Spending Less. I'll include a link to this in the description of the video so you can check it out for yourself. But this is a notepad that I have. As you can see, it has A, B, and C here listed out. So I can follow Stephen Covey's ABC model for productivity. Basically, A is the most important things. Those are the things that I have got to get done. B are things that I do still need to get done, but they need to come after the A things. And C are things that I would like to get done, but they're not super important. They're not super urgent. I can get, if I can get to them, if I have the time after I've gotten my A and my B things done, then I can get my C things done. And I usually will write down one big thing that I need to get done that week, whatever that one big thing that I just absolutely have got to do. I usually put that up there at the top so I can remind myself, like you've got to do this. Like this is super important. Above everything else, you've got to make sure that you get this. You've got to make sure that you get this done. And the next big thing when it comes to productivity is something that's been around for a really, really long time. And that is goal setting. If you don't have goals for your business, it's going to be very difficult for you to set priorities. You're not going to know what to put in your little ABC list of priorities. You're not going to know what are A things and what are B things and what are C things. You're not going to have any clue. Right? You have to set goals in place in order to set up your to-do list appropriately. And for me, my planner actually has a goal setting area, but you can use whatever the heck you want. Every single month at the start of the month, I write down my goals for that month based on my overall yearly goals. So towards the end of every single year, usually in December, it's usually after Christmas that I'll do this. Sometimes it's a little bit before, but I will sit down and I will write out what my goals for the next year are. And from that list of goals, I will then every single month sit down with that list of goals and I will figure out what do my goals for this month need to be. And I will write them down here in my little planner. This planner's from iBloom. I'll include a link for you. I'll write down what my goals are. And I refer back to this page all month long. This keeps me on track. It keeps me from having to store all this information in my head. I've got it written down. I know what my goals are, and then I can easily transfer that to my ABC list. And so I can make my list of priorities and actually get my to-do list done. And so that's it. That's really all that I do when it comes to being productive. But of course, the one question that everyone always asks me is, what about your schedule? What about your schedule? I've already done a video on my actual schedule for my work life, and so I will post a link in the description of this video to that video so you can check that out, where I go into more detail about how I organize and structure my workday. But regardless, the big key things to remember are to set goals, make your to-do list, base it by priority. You don't have to use Stephen Covey's ABC model. You can use something else if it works best for you. Just make sure that you know which tasks are the ones that are the most important, which ones are the priorities and which ones are not. Order it in some form or fashion that makes sense for you, but make sure you identify the ones that are priorities and the ones that are not, or else you're just gonna be putting out fires all the time. Take email off your phone. It's really not that important. Make sure that you are limiting your time on social media because we know it's a time suck. And so for Facebook, just make sure that you are setting up the newsfeed eradicator extension on Chrome, or you're unfollowing all of your friends, families, and the Facebook pages and groups that you just don't need to be actively aware of what's going on with. Unfollow them. Don't feel bad about it. Just do it. They will never know. They don't get a notification on it. Just do it. You will be so thankful that you did. And so if you have an amazing tip when it comes to productivity when you work from home, please share it below in the comments because we would love to learn from each other.